Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for The Walking Dead universe and another video for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. We're going to be doing our weekly Q&A video for this week. Sorry, this one took a little bit longer than usual. Usually I do them a bit earlier in the week. This one's a bit more, later in the week, but figured I would still get this one done because obviously we have a new episode coming out here in a few more days for Daryl Dixon, of course, and well, this upcoming episode looks really good, as I've said in the predictions video. So I'm hoping that I can actually, sit down and enjoy an episode for Daryl Dixon. I'm really pulling for it, man, because I know a lot of my hardcore Walking Dead fans are saying, Dan, you really have not been liking this season at all, have you? I'm like, no, I have not. And a lot of people are saying, Dan, really, what is it about this season you don't like? I don't like the story. I don't like the story. I don't like where we're at. I don't like anything about the King of Spain or, any of the, the ongoing storylines. I just don't. I don't find any of it interesting. I found season 1 and 2 way more interesting with France and the plots and the Isabel and Caudron and these really compelling characters. I'm 3 episodes in and I feel nothing for these characters. You know what I mean? Besides just, Daryl and Carol, of course. But, besides our mains, I'm not feeling anything for these characters. And if I'm not feeling anything for the main characters, then I'm not going to get into the storyline. You get what I'm saying? So it's lack of good writing is what it is. They're not letting me latch on to these characters yet, while I should be, given the fact we're almost halfway through the season. So it is kind of, it's unfortunate, but I also feel like the structure of the season is kind of also betting against them because they only have 7 episodes to tell a compelling story, and they only have 4 more episodes, and I haven't felt a damn thing. So that goes to show you right there, because, France, I was into their storylines right away, you know what I mean? It didn't take me long at all. I think literally within the first episode, and especially episode 2 of season 1 of the France storyline, I was into it, you know what I mean? It did not take me long. So we'll see, but episode 4 looks good, so I'm hoping that this one can be good. I'm definitely rooting for it to succeed, so we'll see. Because, you guys know me, I don't want to be negative about The Walking Dead. I want to enjoy it, you know what I mean? Like the first half of Dead City Season 2, I was praising the shit out of that, you know what I mean? Until that season kind of started to fall off. But, you know what I hope? I hope this season's the opposite. I hope it starts kind of shitty for me, but then it finishes off strong. You know what I'm saying? That'd be good. That'd be really good. I'm not saying it's impossible, so, we'll just have to keep watching and find out. But, yeah, in terms of your guys' Q&A questions, I definitely wanted to go into a few because I found some of these comments really, really entertaining and fun. So, yeah, let's get right into this. Starting off with Game, who says that, Dan, this sounds really depressing. This sounds like a really depressing season so far. I can't even bring myself to watch it. Thank you for watching the episodes week to week so that we don't have to. Also, this review is very entertaining. Well, you're welcome. Yes, I know there's some people that are checking out the reviews because they're not watching the show. I've had a lot of people tell me that, which... you guys know me. I'm going to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell the truth 150%. And I know some people say, well, Dan, you're too harsh on it. Or, Dan, I can't take it how much you hate on this. I'm like, listen, I'm not hating on it. I'm giving constructive criticism. And when I see something that I believe is a really low bar for a franchise that's really, really high, usually, I talk about that. I don't give a shit what people think. I don't give a shit if you think I'm hating. I go into that because in order for something to get better, you have to mention the things that aren't good, right? That's just the way criticism works. So, I get criticisms on my own TV show sometimes that I make for you guys on the channel, World Gone Mad. And if somebody tells me something isn't working, I like to take that into, good, of course, criticism and use that for me to better my writing. You know what I mean? Use that to better what I do. So if I'm just saying that Daryl Dixon is flawless the whole time, then I'm not doing my job as a content creator and as a reviewer. And if it is perfect, then hey, success, right? But if it isn't, I go into that. And I think there are some cringeworthy moments, and I think there's some things that aren't working. And I think the overarching story is not gripping at the moment, and that's why I highlight that. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, I'm very, very curious to see where this season picks up. I am. And in terms of reviewing it for those that don't want to watch it, listen, I am more than welcome to do that for y'all, because I know that some people just can't bear how tough it is to get through these seasons of these spinoffs. And I know there's people that have jumped ship. Hell, there's some famous YouTubers that have jumped ship because of the, level of quality of the spinoffs. So if I can be that for some people, and if I can suffer so those that don't want to watch it don't have to, then that's worth it to me right there. That means I'm doing my job. You know what I'm saying? That's my job, is to, entertain y'all and give you guys honest reviews. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. Next one comes from Father Daniel, who says that, Dan, I found the scene so funny where Daryl said, or when Carol looked at Daryl and she was like, yeah, we got to help Elba. And Daryl's like, who fucks Elba? Feel exactly the way Daryl feels. Yeah, I do too. You can tell Daryl just wants to go home. You know what I mean? He just wants to get the hell out of there, I can almost tell, like, when he left the Rubik's Cube from Laurent, you know what I mean? Like, he was kind of feeling something, you know what I mean? And I think he's kind of hoping and wishing that he was there at the Commonwealth with him, which, I mean, who knows? I mean, that's kind of my big question right there. Will we ever see Laurent again in Daryl Dixon? I feel like they might give him a scene in 408 if Daryl goes back home, but again, we don't know. Like, is Daryl going home? I mean, who knows? It's kind of the purpose of the whole show, is it not? But, we don't know 100%. It's up in the air right now in terms of whether or not Daryl is going home or not, so we'll have to see. But, yeah, like, Elba, honestly, like, I'm with him, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to learn these characters' names, and that's not a good thing either, because when I was involved in the France storyline and when I was watching that storyline, I picked up on Isabel's name from the get-go. You want to know why? Because she was an interesting and compelling character from the jump. It didn't take me much. If your character's good, I'll remember your damn name. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing. I remembered Isabel's name right away. I remembered Caudron's name right away. I remembered Quinn's name right away, because these were compelling characters. They all felt unique from each other. You know what I'm saying? These characters in Spain, I mean, we saw like one scene with Fed last episode. He was in like one scene. You know what I mean? In a 7-episode season? Are you shitting me? You know what I mean? And, I mean, you had, like, that one kid that was hanging out with Daryl all episode, which he's fine, but, again, like, I don't find anything unique with him, aside from just he's Romeo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he is. And then the other girl's Juliet. Like, and that's another thing about this season. The romance, holy shit, it is in your face 24/7, like a freaking sitcom or something. You know what I mean? I think sitcoms do them less. So, that's another thing I've noticed about this season. And actually, I got a comment about that right here. Next one comes from Geoff, who says that, Dan, funny, very, very funny review. I do enjoy the reviews. However, I agree that the episodes have been slow and boring, and they have not been compelling whatsoever. Also, Dan, I must admit, I find it kind of crazy that you forgot one of the romance parts of the episode, Carol and that other dude, Antonio. What are your thoughts on all that stuff and all the romance this season? Well, I mean, I mentioned it in the review, so I mean, you can check out the review if you want to hear more full details. But yeah, to put it in a shorter version, I find the romance this season to be completely taking over the plot, which is one of my biggest issues I had with The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live, and I have the same issue this season. I don't tune in to watch The Walking Dead to watch romance. I'm sorry, I just don't. You can have romance in TV shows. Some people get that so mixed up, and they're like, what, Dan? You're saying no romance? No, listen, you're misreading what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can have some, right? That's part of a natural story. But not the driving force of a goddamn apocalypse show. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of where people get it confused. I'm fine with a little bit of romance here and there. Hell, you want to show a sex scene? Listen, it's in every TV show. I get it. You know what I mean? It's a natural part of television shows. I mean, I watch Game of Thrones all the time. Half the time, Game of Thrones is sex scenes. You know what I'm saying? People make fun of that all the time. They're like, I watch Game of Thrones for the plot in question. You know what I'm saying? It's true. I'm fine with romance scenes. What I'm not good with is when they are overdoing it to where it's the entire episode, when that's all it is. Because besides Daryl looking for a boat, that's literally the episode. Romeo and Juliet want to get out of there. You know, Paz and her girlfriend making out. You know what I'm saying? They're doing their thing. You know, Carol with this Antonio guy. You can tell they kind of like each other. It's fucking ridiculous, and I don't understand what the idea is. I know that their vibe for this show, I don't know if it's a David Zabel thing, but he feels the need every season to really go into romance. You know what I mean? really go into romantic storytelling. And he even says that, like, there's a lot of romance, a lot of romantic stuff. Listen, I'm not tuning into The Walking Dead to watch romance. That should be background noise, not the main plot, not the main story going on with these new characters. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I get they're trying to build a connection with the characters. I get that, but it's not working. I want to learn actual character stuff about them. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest things that I loved about Isabel's introduction and Kodron's introduction, even him being a villain at the beginning, is that when he lost his brother, when he interacted with Daryl, when you saw that stuff go down, you felt something for that character right away. You know? And when you first saw Isabel, she was a nun. She was a killer nun at that. And she helped Daryl. She brought him in. She explained everything that was going on in France. She was explaining everything. And she helped him. And then Daryl helped her in result. And it started that mutual bond that eventually turned romantic, you know what I mean? And then you can do the romantic stuff. But this season, it's just, okay, romance here, Carol's with, you know, Antonio coming up here, which we know happens. Paz is with her girlfriend. You've got frickin' Romeo and Juliet, that young couple. They want to be together as well, too. You got the King of Spain that's trying to take the girls for himself so that he can have the women. You're like, it's really fucking overkill. You know what I mean? And it's really overkill. I mean, think about all the things I just listed there. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of shit. You know what I mean? You don't need to do all that. You know what I'm saying? You can easily just have one or two of them here and there, you know, sprinkle it across, you know what I mean? Instead of making romance the main fucking plot of the season, which it is. So far, it is. You can't tell me it isn't. Hopefully, the rest of the season goes into other things by the looks of it, but at least this season so far, it's been about romance. It's been about what the king wants. It's been about what all these couples want, and that's all it's been. And that's not interesting storytelling to me, when that's all your storyline is. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, but I did not tune in for that. I did not at all. And the last one comes from Sponge, who says that, Dan, how in the hell did the early reviewers say that this season was amazing? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they said better than season 1. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, pump the fucking brakes. We've only seen 3 episodes. You're only going to say that once you actually finish the season. You know what I'm saying? I never understand people that do that, like when they say, oh, the whole season's better than the one before. When you've only seen like 3 fucking episodes, like, let the season play out first. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then you can say that, you know? Like, for example, I'm watching Peacemaker Season 2 right now. I think that season could be better than Season 1 based off the way it's going. But I'm not going to say that until the season's fully done. You know what I mean? You can make predictions and say it could be better than the next season. You never know. But actually saying actively something's better than the previous season that aired when that season that you're talking about is not even finished is something I don't understand. Because the shit could go wrong at any time. You know what I mean? Or it could go really good at any other time. And it is better. You know what I'm saying? So it's all just random to me when I hear that type of shit. But yeah, I don't know. The early reviewers, I mean, like I said, you know, maybe it's because Walking Dead has low standards for these spinoffs. Maybe it's because people don't set their expectations too high, and so they watch it and they just think it's compelling as hell. I don't know. I'm also curious to know, because I know the early reviewers said that there's a 30-minute battle that is supposed to be one of the biggest battles The Walking Dead's ever done. I think that might be this upcoming episode, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but I've been hearing stuff here and there, so we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe we've got going on right now. I'm very curious to know what the hell's going on in terms of the romance, in terms of the villain. Are we just done with King of Spain? Is that just it for him? If that is it for him, I'll tell you what, that's a really lame exit. I don't think it is it for him. I feel like there's more to him, but it was still lame either way that he just left. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, we'll do a few more videos, few more discussion videos as we get closer. Probably 1 or 2 more before the new one comes out, episode 4. I'm rooting for this one to be good. I really am. So here's hoping. But yeah, post comments if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this. Make sure to click subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.